Another thing recently that I've noticed as well is that there are a lot of people who, unfortunately, their pregnancy journey has been impeded by the vaccinations. And so
Mm.
we've noted that we need to even detox people who've had multiple rounds of vaccinations in order for their system to now kind of like come back alive. And there's been research done now that shows that actually those the recent COVID vaccines did impede people's fertility, which was one of my concerns when
Yeah.
it first came out. And I felt like nobody was listening because everyone was on there, you know. So there's so many reasons why someone could not be getting pregnant, and our job is to investigate and figure out the why behind it, because really I think of getting pregnant as a kind of like a preparation process that needs to then be breathed on by God. Okay, if I get myself together, right? Like my nutrition is right, my, you know, everything's functioning well, I'm feeling great. Now I just need the good Lord to, you know what I mean, deal with that and make it happen.
So one, I want to just on the COVID vaccination thing really fast, just say you're not the first practitioner to tell me that. I've had another practitioner say that it became more challenging, and not even with vaccinated clients, but just people who had contracted COVID altogether. Like just COVID caused an issue with fertility. You won't hear it a lot because even though we're out of it, we're not, I don't think, that out for practitioners to feel comfortable just voicing that out loud. I do think that that's an important thing to consider because a lot of people did get vaccinated. And if you're having fertility issues, it's something to look into if you haven't already.
I would say I think people underestimate their nutrition and their lifestyle a great deal. No, because you can actually harm your child and yourself if certain nutrients are not in place. And they really don't think that that's impacting, but we know that it can make a big difference if they start to clean up their diet, if they actually um detox. And I think another misconception is that it's only the woman's issue, and I think I really think that we have to address that, because it really should be both the man and the woman preparing, right? But and I know that some people, thankfully, their partners do get checked out and all that stuff, but I think that even the detox process or the process leading up and the process of optimizing nutrition and stuff, you want the best sperm and the best egg, not just the best egg. And I feel like women are always like carrying the burden of like, let me get myself together.
She's like, I just had four miscarriages back to back. It's, but they really don't think about it. And I think that men can be so prideful or whatever that they don't go seek the help that they should in the process too. And so it really is, it does take both of you.
And I just want to say about miscarriages, because we're really big on trying to preventing miscarriages. And I've heard a lot of situations that people have not been handled well who are dealing with miscarriages, because a lot of times, you know, their progesterone may be low. They weren't given progesterone support to make sure that the pregnancy sticks. Some people, and it could have saved an entire child, but the medical professionals did not do that. So I just want to encourage anyone who's had a miscarriage that it's totally possible.
I mean, for me, the pregnancy process is probably like if you were an atheist going into this, you have to be made a believer into something because it is literally the most spiritual process. Like you don't know when the eyes are forming, the feet are forming, like this whole thing is forming, and all you're doing is just sitting there and eating and taking your little supplements. Yes, it's biological, but it's spiritual too.
One of our first clients was a client who had tried IVF for 7 years, and she got pregnant in 3 months in the Hormone Balancing Academy. She was trying IVF for 7 years. She was in her early 30s, and the IVF and all the hormonal manipulation had started giving her hot flashes, night sweats, basically symptoms of someone who's in menopause. And so she came and joined the Hormone Balancing Academy, and she kind of was like almost giving up on getting pregnant because she was like, you know, I feel like I'm so messed up now, you know what I mean,
Wow.
that I don't even know, but I just want to like hang out with you guys and see if we see what we can do. And we're like, okay. And I was like, well, we got to figure out how to undo all of the stuff that this hormonal manipulation has done to her, basically, because she's too young for all this. It was
Right.
crazy. And she worked with us for the 3 months, calls us up like, girl, I'm pregnant. I'm like, bro, what? You know what I mean?
Um,
Sometimes as soon as somebody gets balanced, as soon as they get aligned, it just happens really easily.
like if you know you're going to do IVF, just making sure that your body is prepared so that you're not in a situation where 7 years later, my God.
If you're somebody who has fibroids or some sort of hormonal condition or history of hormonal condition, be careful with IVF because people are being offered IVF and they're not even checking or thinking to themselves, well, this person had a hormone balance problem. What will happen if I now put them through a process to have a baby that involves a lot of manipulation? You see?
Mhm.
So it could cause another problem later on, and I've seen it. So just be careful with that if they're offering you that. And
Even with me, they wanted to put me on the baby aspirin for the preeclampsia, but nobody was willing to talk about diet and lifestyle to prevent that. And so I went to books and I figured it out myself. But I think it's wonderful to have somebody who can be on your team while you're walking through the pregnancy journey and help you navigate it and just have somebody to speak to, you know?